Welcome to the MC Motorsports SimStock iRacing series. Tonight, we got two races on deck for a big Thursday night full of racing action. Starting out with 35 laps at Old Atlanta in the dark. We got this thing cranked down as dark as it can get without it being a problem. But on our stream cameras, we do have the exposure up a little more, so drivers will be dealing with more darkness conditions when it comes to their personal setups for themselves. But 6 minutes left here. In practice, which is kind of interesting because there should be more. Yeah, it's 11 minutes till the session. I guess that makes sense. Oh, we set practice to 25 minutes. Well, shoot. So people have 10 minutes to join here. Qualifying could already begin in 5 minutes. We actually made practice a little shorter than what we usually would do. But if we take a look here at the racetrack, let's see what we got going on here. On the racetrack now, we got Chase Modzalewski in the number 9. Here's Damon Pacheco who's making his second start in SimStock in 55. We got Braden Ludiker. This 45 ran last night, but it was a different driver who was in it. Here's Paul Harrell. Ooh, is that Harrell or Harrell? Ronald Klein, all sorts of new names. Jonathan Wiley here in Westville, Oklahoma. TJ White. Clinton Woodby. Jackson Cunningham back in the 42. Keith Ingram back in the 01. George Karafidis back in the 1. Here's Chase Modzalewski. And here's Tanner Tager doing some road course racing here in the number 5 car. Well, that is who we have on the racetrack. Here's Cody Sanderson in the 16, Cameron Face in the 85. Gives a good idea. We could try the road course one of these days here. Maybe Friday night with the mini stocks to have a full Atlanta week. Well, obviously we're going to Kansas here after this race. But interesting deal there at the road course. Ronald Klein in the 211. We got Paul Harrell in the 13. Jonathan Wiley here in the number 9 car. TJ White in the 84. Clinton Woodby in the number 12. Jackson Cunningham in the 42. Keith Ingram, Tanner Tager continuing to make laps through the road course. But it is dark. It is dark. There's no lights at the 2008 version of this racetrack, so hopefully it doesn't become a problem. But the weather is set to static, so it should remain this way the whole time. But it's going to be darker than usual for these guys on the racetrack. Yeah, we do have no Cole Trudeau, no Patrick Connell, some of those guys who... Actually, Cole Trudeau has registered. So there's some news. Zayden Cortinas, James Curl, and Cole Trudeau, a couple other names in the session. But right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cars registered. So a little bit smaller of a field. We got 5 people watching live on the YouTube platform. We appreciate that. All our viewers watching. Everyone making laps. Here we got George Karafidis, some damage on the front end. Braden Ludiker in the 49. Damon Pacheco, here's 13 of Paul Harrell. Cody Sanderson in 16 in the pits. So all sorts of new names. But a lot of guys who seem to have their information filled out. Here's Cody Sanderson. From another one from Westville, Oklahoma. believe we had another one from Westville, Oklahoma as well. So it looks like a couple guys from the same place, a couple buddies going to be racing here. Let's see if we can find who that was. They're on the racetrack. I think it was Jonathan Wiley. Yep. So these two looked like to be friends from the same place. Cody Sanderson and Jonathan Wiley. But similar to a lot of our recent races, we got the same kind of field, basically a lot of new names that we've never really heard of before. So we're going to see who's going to be able to hang on. Here tonight, Cole Trudeau, Zayden Cortinas, a couple others that are in the session. We'll see if anyone else is loaded in. Now, Billy Rickett has appeared to have loaded in, along with Padone Uno. Ryan Wayne also in the session. Wyatt Blair. Now people starting to file in. You know, there was Asphalt Media having a fundraiser tonight. A couple of those guys might have been in that. They're really only going to have 6 minutes to join in and qualify, so we would have more time. It's just an unfortunate situation there on my part. Accidentally set practice to 25 minutes. But last night we went to New Atlanta. Tonight we're at Old Atlanta, so we'll be able to see the differences here. It's definitely a lot harder. Pretty much no grip on this racetrack, so a lot of cars going to be slipping up the racetrack. Here's TJ White. You see him off the white line there. But good to get a couple last-second entries. Here's Zayden Cortinas in the number 9, who won last night in wild fashion. We'll see if he can sweep the Atlanta street stock races this week. Here's the 62, Padone Uno, Asphalt Media racer, who's going to be making his SimStock debut, but one of our familiar names. We already heard him before. Got a lot of the pits. George Carafides got contact with Zechariah Cartledge last night. Cartledge plans to register, but potentially not in time here due to the practice constraints. I told him it would close at 8:05 Eastern. That's wrong. It'll close at 8 Eastern. I'm giving 5 minutes left for these guys as practice is going to begin. Here's James Curl in the 51 car. So already pretty interesting stuff that we got going on here. See Ryan Wayne, who did a race a week ago at Charlotte. It was his first start. Paxton Brand with that. Here's Matt Reek. Matt Reek, who's going to be sponsoring our Race 2 session, also loading in here. Great to see. All right, let's take a look and see if we can see how much we got in now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 cars are shown in the session, so a solid 20-car field. Well, let's see. It's time for qualifying here. Let's see what we got. If we go back to that camera right here, look at how dark it really is on the racetrack. This is how dark it really is. But if we go back to our cameras, we do have these lightened up a little. So it's going to be a dark one. Here's Chase Matzalewski on the racetrack. There are the numbers 9 machine. Additionally, we have Keith Ingram, Braden Ludiker, TJ White, Cody Sanderson, Paul Harrell, Matt Reek, Zayden Cortinas. Here's Tanner Tager, who's the first ever and only driver to go upside down in a street stock so far in the SimStock series. And here's Billy Rickett, who's back. He did a mini stocks at Kansas on last Friday night, so great to see Billy Rickett back behind the wheel. Here's Wyatt Blair, who's making his debut. Well-known Asphalt Media driver. Going to be making his SimStock debut. Here's Padone Uno in the 62. See who else we got on the racetrack. Here's TJ White in the 84. Who's going to be the first to set a lap time? Here's Cameron Face in the 85. Damon Pacheco in the 55. Tanner Tager back at 5. Zayden Cortinas. Here's Jonathan Wiley in the number 9 car. Jackson Cunningham in the 42. George Carafides in 1. It's going to be Jackson Cunningham first to go top of the boards provisionally. And Braden Ludiker going to say no to that. That number 45 car is going to take the new top of the charts. TJ White in the 84. Paul Harrell in the 13. Everyone getting laps on the board. Here's Damon Pacheco ripping that outside. These guys trying to build enough speed down the hill. Yeah, Tanner Tager, one of our new drivers, actually a rare case for someone who just randomly found us through hosts, just decided to join the Discord, and now appears to be a SimStock regular. Guys active in the Discord, we appreciate it. Was willing to actually sponsor one of our races, so maybe in the future, but we appreciate that. And he is now going to start his first lap. Looks like that was his out lap, so this is going to be his first lap. Billy Rickett slots in third. Wyatt Blair, Keith Ingram, top of the boards. Keith Ingram already numerous poles in his career. Trying to continue with the poles there is Keith Ingram, trying to get another one here tonight. Keith Ingram remaining top of the charts. Let's see if anyone else last second joining in here. It doesn't look like anyone new joining into the session, so it looks like we might be set here with looks like a 22 or so car field. And Tanner Tager, first lap, is going to be good enough for, that didn't even set a lap for him, so you wonder if he potentially got invalidated for some reason. We don't clear black flags in qualifying. See if there's anyone else to look at. George Carafides parked inside. Wyatt Blair slots in 6th. There's Matt Reek, Damian Pacheco, Tanner Tager, Cameron Face. Ryan Wayne is registered for the session, but not on the racetrack. Same with Cole Trudeau. So little confused as to where a lot of these fellas are at this moment. Only 16 cars have set a lap time. We got Cole Trudeau on the road right now, and that's what I can see. Looks like Matt Reek pulls in the pits. No one else. So we're still going to let this ride out, see if we can get any more entries here. We will let the qualifications here ride out. We have 16 qualifiers, despite having a lot more in the session. So let's take a look. It is time to get started. Michael Good and Zechariah Cartledge, some last second registrations in the 74 and 25, making this 20-car field here. Cole Trudeau is still not home despite registering for the session, so it looks like he'll be unable to race. And he will have to try to go back-to-back at Kansas. And let's hop in the voice chat, talk to some of these fellas real quick. Of that will also be banned. So got Kansas coming up after this, be another 35 lap race there. All right, with that, we are here, and here is now. So on the pole, we got, looks like Cameron Face is going to be on the pole. Keith Ingram starting second. Zayden Cortina starting third. Braden Ludiker starting fourth. Chase Modzalewski starting fifth. George Carafiti starting sixth. Wyatt Blair starting seventh. Billy Ricketts starting eighth. Tanner Tager starting ninth. Or 10th. Jonathan Wiley going to be starting ninth. Got Jackson Cottingham. Looks like someone didn't register who was registered up. But way back here, we got some new names. Here's Ryan Wayne in the number 39 car. Michael Good back in the number 25, barely registered in time. Zachariah Cartledge and Gavin Smith. So a collection of big names here in the SimStock series. Last second registering for the race that weren't even able to set a qualifying time. But looking back up front here, looks like we got a car in the pits. That's just my car. Cameron Face going to be starting from the pole for this 35-lap feature event. And again, let's see how dark it is on the racetrack. This is how dark it really is. It shouldn't get much darker than that, but as you can see, it's going to be something to watch. Our cameras make it just a little bit brighter. It's a stacked field of cars for SimStock racing tonight. Cameron Face going to be on the pole. We'll be going to race 2 after this at Kansas. Zayden Cortina is trying to go back-to-back at Atlanta racetracks there in the number 9 who starts third. This is going to be an interesting race. These cars are going to be out of control here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 2008, the old version of the racetrack. And into the restart zone goes Cameron Face. The green flag is going to be underway here. We are underway for SimStock racing. Looks like Keith Ingram potentially jumping the start there. But looks like he does give up that time. As you see, Cameron Face able to get past. Cameron Face blinking out on the inside. We saw this. Oh, Keith Ingram already. Oh, already we got cars going around in front of the field. Collection of cars crashing on the first lap of the race. Numerous cars collected. Michael Good involved. George Carafiti's. A handful of cars going around. Ryan Wayne involved. Tanner Tager. Pretty much the whole field gets collected here in this one. Braden Ludiker, who went to the inside of Keith Ingram. Right away, Keith Ingram gave that space. Is there anyone who made it through? Looks like Matt Reek. Oh, he's got damage on the right front. That's going to have to be a fast pair as well. Padone Uno with a little bit of front damage. Here's Paul Harrell. Some damage as well. All sorts of cars collected. Just destroyed race cars right here already on lap 1. Keith Ingram's car destroyed. What an interesting turn of events here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Let's see if we can get a replay. Well, right here, it's going to all start up front. Keith Ingram opens up that middle lane, and Braden Ludiker in the number 45 going to go right through the middle. And he's just going to get up into that 01 car. Looks like he didn't mean to. It was just kind of a bad judgment of events. And unfortunately, the whole field piles in. You see Wiley in the 9. Jackson Cottingham avoiding. Otherwise, I mean, this took out a lot of cars. Everyone piling through. Gavin Smith hard in the driver's side door of Tanner Tager. Look at Michael Good up on the outside somewhere right there. It gets into George Carafiti. See the 13 of Harrell making more contact. See if we can get other angles here. And down here, Padone Uno, there's his front damage. Damon Pacheco, there's Ryan Wayne hard in the inside wall. This is potentially the biggest crash in SimStock history on lap number 1. Multiple cars getting just destroyed here right off the bat. Clinton would be collected in this one. Actually, he doesn't seem to have much damage. Did he make it through? Let's see. Let's go on board here. All right, let's go inside his car. See right there, the turning happens. He's gonna go to the inside. Car spitted everywhere. Oh! Yeah, it looks like he got a little bit of damage. A little bit of contact was made. Right there with the Damon Pacheco machine. It looks like probably not gonna be bad enough to cause a whole lot of problems. Already, Gavin Smith out of the race in the number 16 car. Matt Reek starts last, pretty much. He's up to 6th already. And it really shortens the herd. Cameron Face with the lead right here. And we're going to get the 1 to green this time. Yep. Ryan Wayne has to pit. Sanderson ends up registering back into the session. That's Cody Sanderson in the number. Says he's 2 laps down. Cole Trudeau still not registered yet in the session, it looks like. So it looks like Cole might not race it. Look at how, I mean, it's just a lot of good cars out, but we still have 17 left. But unfortunately, a lot of cars already out with taking fast repairs here in this one. So this pack, I mean, like yesterday Atlanta, we had a lot of wrecks. But Uno started all the way in the back, already going to be up to 4th place. It was a just destructive crash here on the first lap of the race. Takes out a plethora of cars. Already have to come in for a fast repair. Braden Ludiker back on the racetrack, it looks like, in the 45. He's down 3 laps. That car couldn't even move after that crash. And here we go. Let's try it again, see if we can get some laps completed. Cameron Face going to be leading here. Green flag back in the air. Ryan Wayne, he's not even going to pit for a fast repair yet back there in the 39 car. Understands that there might be some more wrecks. Cameron Face with the lead. He's got Chase Modzalewski behind. Jonathan Wiley in the number 9 machine right there with them. He's up into the other 9 machines. Zeta Cortina's got multiple 9 machines right all together. Chase Modzalewski, Wiley, Cortinas all driving the number 9. Cameron Face continuing to blink out up front. Down the backstretch they go, looking to complete our first laps of the race. And into turns 3 and 4. Cameron Face with the lead. Chase Modzalewski running second. Cameron Face holding off a trio of 9 cars. Tanner Tager took a fast repair. He's back there in the number 5. He's already going to go to the inside of George Karafides. And we saw these moves being made at New Atlanta, where there's actually a big-time kind of apron area. But here, it's just grass there. That's how old Atlanta is. 3 wide back here. You saw, oh, trouble! Jonathan Wiley around in the number 9 machine. He's going to save it. An impressive save for that number 9 machine. He's going to be able to keep it going. We stay green. Not sure who initiated the contact. Yeah, Padone Uno started 4th on this restart. Did that damage. He's falling back. You see Jackson Cottingham, who I believe was another one of those cars who made it through that first wreck unscathed. It's pretty lucky to get through that without damage there, considering how big of a wreck that was. See moves being made. Keith Ingram has already got front damage. He just took a fast repair. Looks like some contact already. Keith Ingram going to be at a disadvantage for the rest of the race. But back up front, it's a 3-car breakaway here up front. Meanwhile, the second pack all racing here. Got Braden Ludiker 2 laps down. Cody Sanderson. Some of these guys going to be able to get their laps back if there's another caution. But look at the log some green flag laps here. George Karafides in the 1 leading this lane with Tanner Tager right behind. Tanner Tager, once again, one of the newcomers to the series. Just pushing George. In the grass goes George. That's going to slow him down. Tager looks to the inside. At this point, you just kind of got to stay committed to each other, single file, to catch up, try to catch up to this front pack. Jonathan Wiley still on the racetrack. He's the one who spun 2 laps ago, 3 laps ago. Took a single car slide on the apron. Back here we got Wyatt Blair and the number 12 of Woodby. These guys, Wyatt Blair, damage early. See Keith Ingram losing more spots to the outside. Oh, George Karafides gonna spin up the front. Another hard crash in the middle of the field. Everyone's scattering to avoid. The caution is gonna wave. Keith Ingram collected in this. Oh, Jonathan Wiley piles in, and Tanner Tager's race is going to come to an end. Already down to fast repair, Jonathan Wiley. He's destroyed. Here comes Ludiker in the 45 right through the pack. George Karafides also going to be out of the race. Cody Sanderson going to be able to get some laps back here in the number 16 car. A huge wreck once again here, and Matt Reek collected in this one this time. Let's see if we could see a replay here, see what happened. Now right here, George Karafides going to leave that outside open, and the 5 is just there. George not really given enough space, but, you know, George could argue that was a little bold of a move, but if you give that space, you got to make up time somehow. And George gets turned. I believe George already took a fast repair in this race. And right there, up into the outside wall hard. It was some hard contact for Tanner Tager. Keith Ingram back down. That's where Matt Reek got collected. See Wyatt Blair making his way through. Damon Pacheco making his way through. Michael Good. Paul Harrell, Padone Uno. A lot of cars making through, but watch this. This is when things get real bad right here. Pulling down the racetrack right in front of the 9 car. Almost upside down for the second night in a row for Tanner Tager. Jonathan Wiley, who just took a single car spin, heads up, piling right through, really nowhere to go. Then a 5 car started rolling down the banking. And unfortunately, numerous cars going to be collected. Let's see if we can... Who are we even with here? This is Wyatt Blair. Let's see if we can get a look from his perspective, see what happened here, how he got through. I mean, this was some impressive avoidance right here. Oh, Wyatt Blair barely able to escape. And with that, Cameron Face is the race leader here. And that one took out, you know, a lot of cars pit for fast repairs. That first time, like Matt Reek, who might have too much damage to continue at this point. See Jackson Cunningham now out of the race. And that's going to, once again, really shrink this field. Similar to yesterday at Atlanta, we started with 20 cars, just like that. We really had very little left, you know, at specific points in the race. But, you know, if you're left at this point, you're going to be in a good spot to have a chance. But a lot of cars getting collected there in that one. Culture O in the chat says he's not going to be able to participate. That is unfortunate. Got Damon Pacheco in the chat. Great to have him in the chat. Got Eric W as well. Got 15 viewers, 16 viewers live, guys. Kansas coming up after this, and you can join our Discord at the link on your screen, right there. But we got Kansas coming up right after this. Hoping for a lot of cars there at Kansas with 20 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of qualifying, and another 35 lap race there. But this here's all who's left, and it's looking like 14 cars are left here. Padone Uno is trying to catch up with Ludiker to the lead pack, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Keith Ingram already down a fast repair, I believe. Oh, wow. Never mind. Keith Ingram never took a fast repair. That's right. He had very minimal damage, so Keith Ingram actually going to be back on the lead lap with a fresh race car. Cody Sanderson in the 16 machine as well. Back on the lead lap, and time for the restart. Cameron Face blinking once again. Back in green flag, back in the air. Cameron Face, 24 laps to go. Zachariah Cartledge looking through the middle on Zayden Cortina. It's going to think better of it. See, George Carafiti's actually back on the lead lap, or back a lap down, so his race isn't over just yet. But here is our pack of cars. A race that has had a lot of big crashes. See the number 12 of Woodby back there trying to make a move. Chase Monzalewski in a good spot, but these are two really good drivers. Cameron Face and Zayden Cortina. Zayden Cortina's 2-time SimStock winner for Connell Legacy Racing. Got Connell Legacy Racing first win last night. Patrick Connell hasn't been racing in a long time, so not sure what's going on there. But either way, Cameron Face got Chase Monzalewski right up there as well. Into turns 1 and 2. Looks like the pack is kind of separating back there. You see Cody Sanderson in the 10th place, kind of leading that last group there way at the tail end. With Keith Ingram behind, Ludiker, Padone Uno also back there. And Paul Harrell also was able to make it through that most recent caution. He's already, I believe, down a fast repair from that first crash, but he is also in contention. See Zachariah Cartledge. A lot of drivers not happy with his actions there last night. George Carafiti's got turned by him, but Cartledge was in position late. Cameron Face continuing to lead. We've seen so much in these street stock races. If you're leading from a majority of the early portions of the race, you don't end up winning. Because for some reason on the last lap, someone's good. You know, all race, people have been riding behind you. They want to do something when it matters the most. See Wyatt Blair pushing Zayden Cortinas. Wyatt Blair making his SimStock debut. And now the whole pack is really back together here. All 13, 14 cars in the main pack, all back together. See a couple cars left in the pits. Here's George Carafiti. He's actually with a fresh race car, so apparently maybe he just had to take a minute. Oh, we got cars in the grass. Zachariah Cartledge. But yeah, it looks like George Carafiti's. It looks like Woodby's not going to appreciate that. Yeah, you are able to pass in the grass, so there are no track limits, no track limitations there. Probably something we should have mentioned to the drivers, but Woodby not going to appreciate that move for sure. And look who it is, Ryan Wayne in the 39. We haven't really talked about him here in the recent times, but he's back up in the top 10. He's only made one SimStock start, I believe. Cameron Face with the lead in the number 85 car. See Cody Sanderson slipping up the racetrack in the 16. This worn out surface, you gotta hang on to it. Chase Modzalewski, when do you make a move in that number 9 car? Down the front straightaway they go. Friday night, tomorrow night, we'll be back with the mini stocks. We'll start that stream a little earlier. The session will be up at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And the race will start at 6:35 Central, 7:35 Eastern. We'll have a 3-race special night. It's going to be New Atlanta, all mini stocks, New Atlanta, Old Atlanta, and potentially the Atlanta Road Course. Oh, Cody Sanderson into the right rear quarter panel is Zechariah Cartledge. Cody Sanderson, friends with Jonathan Wiley, who's unfortunately out of the race. Going to have Jonathan Wiley probably cheering him on here. Cameron Face can't leave that inside open. See, Padone Uno in the grass. Oh, we got a car on the wall. It's Damon Pacheco. All the way at the latter portions of the field, riding with Michael Good. Ends up getting a little bit of contact with that wall there. It's kind of a deceiving triangle. And that's going to bite the number 55 of Pacheco, I believe in his second start. I believe ran the mini stock Las Vegas race a week ago. Zayden Cortinas on the outside in the number 9 car. Look at this. They're trying to go 3 wide. Keith Ingram and Woodby. They're on the outside. Clinton Woodby in the number 12. Now Keith Ingram bails on him. Goes inside. Oh, trouble. Cody Sanderson around in the middle of the field. Numerous cars going to be collected. Keith Ingram back into Zechariah Cartledge. Numerous cars scatter, and the caution is going to wave. It'll be a quick yellow. The field gets split apart and separated. Just enough for us to throw a caution. 3 cars collected. And due to how little cars we have in the field, we kind of just want to make sure everyone has a fair chance. It'll be a quick caution flag. But it looks like there was some contact with Cartledge and Sanderson, which triggered that one. Let's see if we can see what happened. Yep, so it looks like right here, we got the number 16 car. Gets into Zechariah Cartledge up into Wyatt Blair. Wyatt Blair, I believe, able to save that car. Sanderson around Ludiker, great avoidance. Padone Uno, great avoidance. Unfortunately, Keith Ingram, Cartledge. Keith Ingram was damaged free. Everyone was damaged free until this hit right here. Boom. Destroys the right side of Cartledge's car. And Keith Ingram has more front damage. Potentially some suspension damage as well. Just not Keith Ingram's race here today in the number 01 car. And back up front we go. We'll make it 1 to green this next time by. But a lot of cars able to make it through. I mean, cars spinning around in the middle of the field like that, not something you want to see. Likely to collect a lot of cars, but that one only collects 3. Here's George Karafides, who's going to be able to get a lap back here. I thought he was down a faster, but I guess some of the damage wasn't as bad as we were anticipating there for that first initial crash. We'll wait for George to get his lap back before we double these guys up for safety there. And now the field double file. Got a couple in the pits like Pacheco and Cartledge and Sanderson. Those guys are going to have to get out of the pits quickly here before we go green. But the field is now double filed up. Got some interesting players. A lot of guys who've never won before, but a pretty solid group. Here's Keith Ingram, who's 2 laps down. He's going to need another caution to get back on the lead lap. He's not going to have enough time. Who else do we have? See Damon Pacheco, we're in the 55. He's going to get off the racetrack. And he is able to speed here. I know you might be watching the stream, Damon, but you can speed out of the pits here to try to catch up here. Like Cartledge just did there. That is allowed, just so you can catch up to the field in time. Otherwise, we got Cody Sanderson back here. Gonna make it 2 to green for these fellas so we can get everyone caught up here. We got 3 cars that are way off the pace here. Want to give everyone an equal chance to catch up. So we'll make it 1 to green this next time by. Add another pace lap. Make it a 14-lap shootout. There's George Karafides back in the battle all the way at the end of the field there. Keith Ingram might be able to get back on the lead lap. Probably won't be able to catch up to the field, but Cameron Face, the dominating race car, Chase Modzalewski and Zayden Cortinas, this top 3 right now have been the best cars all race long. So we will just have to see if they can get by Cameron Face. Cameron Face leading pretty much every lap. Still looking for his still looking for his first SimStock victory. There's Keith Ingram. He's back on the lead lap now, but with some heavy damage on that race car. Cody Sanderson, David Check, all those guys able to catch up to the tail end of the field. See what the people at home are saying. We got 12 watching. Keith Ingram says it's not over. That's right. Keith Ingram still has an opportunity. All right, we're going to be going green this time here. Matt Reek and Jonathan Wiley, I think, back on the racetrack we're hearing. Yep. Here's that number 9 back with full repairs. Matt Reek also back with full repairs, but over 10 laps down. Going to the restart zone. Cameron Face gets the launch. Going to be heading into turn 1 with 14 laps remaining. Zayden Cortinas outside, Wyatt Blair not connected to him. Meanwhile, Mod Zalewski on the inside, well connected with that number 85 car. There's Clint Woodby in the number 12. Does Mod Zalewski make a move to the outside here over Cortinas, or does he stay committed to that 85 car on the backstretch? Ludiker into the door, Wyatt Blair. Cameron Face still blinking out there. It's rarely happening, but happening, you know, kind of frequently, but Cameron Face with the lead. Chase Mod Zalewski looking to make a move, potentially there, that Bass Pro Shops number 9. Tries to slice it to the inside there. That could be a move coming to the checkers you might want to try. Cameron Face with the lead down entry turn 1. You see Ryan Wayne running there in the 7th position and slowly making his way up. He's already down a fast repair from that first lap crash, but he's already making his way up. See back there, Damon Pacheco, Michael Good, George Karafides, everyone expecting there to be another crash, so probably just hanging back for now. Where's our lap traffic? Got Matt Reek, Keith Ingram, the number 9 of Jonathan Wiley. See Jonathan Wiley, you know, multiple laps down like that. We'll see what happens. He's got a friend, as we know, Cody Sanderson, up here in the pack, so hopefully no lap car problems coming up. Cameron Face in the 85 car with the lead. He was leading at Vegas last Wednesday before Zachariah Cartledge, a lap car, ended up bringing out that caution, ended up ruining Cameron Face's chances there. Chase Mod Zalewski, when do you make a move? I mean, the apron has some solid banking here. And see Chase Mod Zalewski looking down on the apron as we mentioned it. Zayden Cortinas on the outside. Wyatt Blair still pushing behind him. That's going to be exciting to go here with the mini stock cars. I kind of like these. I like how this looks lighting wise, but unfortunately we have to do all this stuff with the camera, so we'll probably just keep that to an afternoon race tomorrow night for mini stock action. Chase Mod Zalewski, Cameron Face still opening up there. You see that inside once you get to the apron, gets that car a little sideways. Paul Harrell, Michael Good, Damon Pacheco, George Karafides all way in the back. Those guys have lost touch of the lead pack now, so those guys are going to have a caution if they're going to want any chance. As we get later into the race here, the intensity, the aggression, it all picks up. Chase Mod Zalewski's been locked on to Cameron Face's rear bumper this whole entire race. Oh, was looking to the inside there for a brief moment, but just slots right in behind that number 85 car. Chase Mod Zalewski does. Look at how, I mean, look at just how close he is to actually hooking that number 85 around. And they get a little broken up there, but just doesn't seem like here at Atlanta. That outside just doesn't seem to have any momentum. This pack consists of 10 cars. Michael Good back there with Paul Harrell and Pacheco trying to draft back up. Oh, Cartledge into the door of Wyatt Blair. Cameron Face with the lead. There he goes, blinking out once again. At number 9, Chase Mod Zalewski getting full shove from Clint Woodby in the number 12. Cartledge to the inside of the number 12. Would be able to clear. Ryan Wayne slipping up the racetrack just a little. Nearly getting into Wyatt Blair. Oh, you see the close quarters racing there. Battling, looks like, for the 6th position. Nearly some contact. These guys continue to just pull away even more from that second pack, which consists of Michael Good, Damon Pacheco, Paul Harrell, George Karafides. You got Keith Ingram, who's 11 seconds off the pace. Looks like Jonathan Wiley's put it back into the pits. Cameron Face in the 85 car with the lead. Now Zayden Cortinas doesn't even have help on the outside. Wyatt Blair, potentially some damage on that car, maybe holding him back, but not really sure for the most part. Face in the 1 and 2. You got Chase Mod. Oh, contact! Slipping and sliding, and still trying to hang on as Cameron Face in the 85. It's going to really stack up this inside here. And now this front 7 are starting to pull away from Padone Uno. A half-second gap from this first pack to the second pack now. See back here, a couple of the newcomers, all these guys making their debut. They're starting to pull away. It looks like the 45 trying to make a pass. This is not going to help them catch up. They battle. So this is going to shorten the herd. With 7 to go and only 7 contending cars up at the front of the field. Cameron Face, can he hold on? This could go green all the way to the end. Cameron Face with the lead, Chase Mazluski, and how about Clint Woodby passing Zayden Cortinas to lead that outside. Now in control on that outside, which really seems non-existent. Not a lot of momentum in it being able to be generated up there. Back down the front straightaway. Does Cartledge look to the middle? He does. He was looking for a little, but he thinks better. 6 laps to go. Ryan Wayne in contention. We got some lap traffic coming up. It's Matt Reek in the 82. He's going to have to go to the outside here. It's pretty much a rule. You can't be on the bottom. Now a whole second gap from the first pack here to the second pack of Tone Uno. Interesting how they got separate. Oh, Cameron Face nearly gets hooked again by Mazluski. Mazluski still looking for an opportunity. And Face blinking out once again. That's got to be distracting for Mazluski. Might not have a full judgment of where Face is on the racetrack. That's just connection problems there. I noticed it recently for Cameron Face, both in Asphalt Media and here. Matt Reed going to go to the outside. He's going to fall 12 laps down soon enough here. Being respectful there on the outside. With 5 laps to go, the intensity picking up. Woodby, Clint Woodby, a name that we've never heard of before in our series, making his complete debut. And the number 12 now slowly creeping up on Cameron Face, but once again, the outside really just momentumless up there. 4 to go, Cameron Face with the lead, almost into the outside wall goes that outside lane, Woodby and Cortinas. It all fell apart yesterday at Atlanta. Once we hit the white flag, the whole field wrecked, and it was Zayden Cortinas, the one car that didn't get collected and was able to win by 2 seconds. Cartledge, he's going to start to be aggressive as well. He wants Mazluski to start making a move so something can happen up here. So Cartledge might pounce on Mazluski. Cameron Face, really, I mean, if he doesn't get past her, might be able to hang on. No one's had anything for that 85 car. The outside has not been able to get anything to work. Coming to 3 to go this time. Laps are ticking down. Padone Uno, trouble. Ludiger and Uno, contact in the back. We're hearing those two have fallen back. We stay green. Here, Matt Reed going to ride with this pack and get some draft from this group. Cameron Face in the 85 machine. Got 3 laps to go here to try to hang on, try to get his first SimStock win. Everyone looking for their first win except Cortinas in this main pack. But look, Woodby on the outside. They're starting to make a charge. The number 12 is dead even with the number 85 car. Oh, and Mazluski looking for a move. Cortinas, how about that? Giving some good shoves to that number 12. It's close. Now we're getting photo finishes for laps led here. What's going to happen? Coming to the white flag next time by. 2 to go. 2 to go at Atlanta. Down the backstretch they go. We got Jonathan Wiley in the number 9. Gonna get him out of here before problems get caused. We aren't taking any chances. We are taking any chances there. Cameron Face coming to the white flag. Here we go to the white flag this time by. They're gonna make it back. White flag in the air. It's a dead heat at the line. Woodby was able to lead that lap. Last lap from Atlanta as Cortinas trying to get aggressive. Chase Mazluski up the racetrack. It's a dead heat. Side by side, leading the lanes down the backstretch for the final time. Chase Mazluski trying to make a move down the backstretch. That's not what Cameron Face was hoping for. Clint Woodby going to be able to clear Cameron Face. Clint Woodby clears anybody. Face going all the way down low on the apron. Oh, he's going to get into the 12. It's not going to be enough. He gets turned at the line. Clint Woodby is going to win at Atlanta in his first career start. How about that? Clint Woodby victorious from Elizabethton, Tennessee. victorious in his first start here at Atlanta with a massive push from Zayden Cortinas. Down the back straightaway, was able to win that race. Clint Woodby gets the win. Yeah, right there with Jonathan Wiley. We had to remove him. I mean, it was suspicious. 20 laps down, he comes out on the racetrack with coming to the white flag. Very slow. We just had to remove him. We weren't taking any chances with any trolls. So Wiley, if you tuned into the stream to wonder what happened, that's just why. Just safety precautions. Clint Woodby. Clinton Woodby. Full name, Clint Woodby for short. Burns it down. I think he only led 2 laps of the race. All of a sudden, the outside started to get some momentum, and Clint Woodby was able to take advantage of it. And I don't know if he's in the Discord, so I don't know if we're going to be able to hear from him here, but either way, some guys who were hoping for a caution way back there weren't able to get one. And Cameron Face, you got to be mad at Modzalewski after that one for not staying committed. I mean, all race long, Modzalewski pushing Face, but on the last lap, Modzalewski trying to make something happen for himself. Meanwhile, Cortinas completely pushing there on the outside. Oh, let's see if we can get a replay here of what happened and how things kind of unfolded. Gotta feel bad for Cameron Face. He led pretty much every lap in the race except those last 2. And a replay right here. I believe this is coming to the white flag. Let's go to the last lap. So right here, all of a sudden, the outside's starting to make a charge. Unbelievable. Right here at the line. Woodby. This was coming to the white flag. He led that lap. So right there, you know that this, I mean, look at it. I think that's why. 5 cars versus 3. So big time momentum was able to be formed. Right there, that's the first problem. Modzalewski gets loose right there. And meanwhile, Cortina still locked on to Clinton Woodby in the number 12. And right here, you're going to see Modzalewski try to go to the inside. That's going to all get them all disbanded. Meanwhile, Cortina's pushing that 12. And look at this. Barely able to clear Cameron Face. So right here, Cameron Face, I mean, you're seeing this race fall from your hands. Got to make something happen. And right here, I don't know how the 12 hung onto this car. It was more netcode right there. Was barely able to hang out before getting turned. And then to finish them off, Modzalewski just turns the 85 around out of a top 3. Back up the racetrack. It was a pretty big crash there coming to the start-finish line. But Clint Woodby barely over Zayden Cortinas able to win that race. In his first start, the number 12 of Clinton Woodby ends up going to victory lane. Well, we're gonna make the next session. Let's see if that fella's in the chats or not. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's in the interview voice chat, so looks like we will just be starting to get this next session up here, basically. First of all, I'm going to take some pictures of the race here. So we can get some for our YouTube, videos and thumbnails. Man, I mean, what a crash there on that first lap. A lot of cars involved early in the going. But right now, we are simply waiting. That number 5 car, Tanner Tager, on that second crash, I mean, he was up in the air big time. Didn't even realize how much in the air that number 5 got on that initial wall impact. But really a pretty clean overall race. But despite those first lap problems, otherwise it was a pretty clean show. was a great finish too. I mean, the way the outside was able to make a charge there at the last second with Clinton Woodby, who's brand new, a new driver, making his debut, was able to cross the start finish line first. Kind of a photo, not really a photo finish, but you know, it was Wyatt Blair a podium in his first start as well, it looks like. Cameron Face goes spinning through the grass, ends up 7th, the top 10, but he's just been screwed out of a lot of these SimStock finishes in the latter portions. Well, there was that one, and it's going to be time now to get the next race session up. It'll be our last race of the night. Let's see if we can get this up properly. Start now. Got our admin selected. We're going to make it a 20-minute practice with 5-minute qualifications and another 35-lap race. Got the street stocks, right setup. And we're going to do Kansas. This will be a night race. We're going to allow 30 drivers to join. Infinite Gray Checkers, 1 fast pair, restart zone. Going to make it at night. Got static weather under the clear conditions. License range, looks like everything is good here. Track conditions, AI opponents. Hopefully everything's alright. This race being sponsored by Matt Reek. We appreciate that for him right there. We're currently creating the next session. Forgot Matt Reek was on the Connell Legacy Racing team. Aspects that I forgot about right there. I'll tell you, we got Joseph Foster wondering in the Discord link. Our apologies for not seeing that quicker. Hopefully you're still here, but it is in the YouTube description. That is now in the chat. But it's up. Kansas is now up. Session is up for Kansas with the street stocks. $14 watching, so maybe a couple of y'all will be able to join in. We got Kansas Speedway going up with the street stock cars. Let people know that the session is up. Hearing reports that Daniel Mosteller might be joining into this one. Could be interesting. A lot of potential names here in this one. This could be a full field of cars here. I got able to get 20 at Atlanta. Got a lot of people watching. Got 25 minutes to join. I think that we could definitely fill this one up. All 30 entries. We'll just have to see though. I will be right back as we load into the session. See who's already in. Cole Trudeau, George Karafides, Jackson Cottingham, Keith Ingram, Zane Cortez, Zachariah Carlos. Usual group of guys right there in the session. It looks like Joseph Foster has joined, so we'll see if he's going to be able to potentially race if he owns Kansas and street stock. Potentially another driver making his debut. Appreciate the join. Appreciate all the new community members. But we will leave this up. Oh my gosh, already we got 10 cars in the field just like that. Only been up for a minute. Edwin Warren in the session, a brand new name. Padone Uno is back for a race in action. Chase Willis is going to be making his return as well. Tanner Tager is going to be back in the field. Either way, we will be right back. I'll be right back. And we'll get to the cars on the racetrack here soon enough. From Kansas Speedway, Cameron Face is also back. And Cameron Face with a 1.13 safety license in the A class. That's going to be moving to a B class shortly, it looks like. Wesley Napier, good to have an admin in the race. That was only me running the show last race. Edwin Warren going to be running the 92. Get all those paint schemes loading in. We'll be right back here on the MC Motorsports YouTube channel. All right, we are back. And funnily enough, no new registration since we were gone, so it looks like, who knows, maybe a less field than we anticipated here, but it's Cole Crow in the 47, our most recent Kansas winner. Here is Chase Monzalusi running the 3 this time around. Matt Reek for Kana Legacy Racing back in the number 82. Tanner Tager back in the 13 car. Tough race, last race. Another tough race there for Jackson Cottingham as well. Joshua Piedmont and Ryan are registered into the session now. So a couple of brand new names here making their way in. See who else is registered. Looks like just those two are the new registrations. So still 12 minutes for people to join in. No password. Search SimStock in the hosted sessions. And you will be able to find this one. Our second time at Kansas, our first time with the street stocks at Kansas was Cole Trudeau, who won the first time. Ah, Joseph Foster is Padone Uno. Ah. Gotta get that taken care of right there. Wesley Napier in pits. Here is the number 13 of Tanner Tager. Chase Monzalewski. Here's Joshua Higbaugh making his debut in the 15. Cameron Face back in the 85. George Carafides back in the 1. Zachariah Cartledge. Padone Uno back in the 62. Here's the 14 of Ryan Gillette from St. Helens, Oregon. Looks like does some real life racing. Jackson Cottingham in the 42. Chase Willis in the 44. Well, once again, I will be right back. I'll be right back as we will sit and watch whoever we can watch. We're back. Chase Willis in the 44. See if there's any new names, new faces on the racetrack here. We do. Oh, well. Look who it is. It's Dudas Castroneves here, the number 32. Or number 34. Let's see what number is actually on this car. Dudas Castroneves, former United America driver. What is he? He's related to Elio Castroneves. I don't know in what form, though. I think, nephew, potentially. Great to have him in the field. Tanner Tager here. Got Cameron Face. Looks like really no new names besides Castroneves. Running in the 34 car. See if there's anyone else registered that is not here on the racetrack yet. Tyler Miskey. Asphalt Media driver. Going to be making his debut here. Looks like more of a smaller field than what we were kind of anticipating. We thought we could fill this one up. It looks like it might just be another 20-car race. No problem with that. Just got word that IndyCar Fox broadcast will be removing the cartoons. Good news there. See if NASCAR follows the same. But once again, another 35 lap race. Gotta be on deck here. George Carafiti's back in the 1. Tanner Tager. I think that's the Eagle Street Stock variant. Not a lot of people have that. Cole Trudeau has it. And here's Tyler Miskey of the 28. A new scheme. So let's see how much we have in total. Let's do a count here. How much are in the session? Edwin Warren left from earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cars. Ron Miskey, related to Tyler Miskey. Not sure in what form, if they're brothers or a father and son, or another situation. But either way, some family relations going on here. Chase Montslewski in the number 3. He's got the George Carafiti's profile picture. Not sure that's a glitch. Not. If they actually changed that. Obviously, our overlays kind of had some problems with that, but here's Tyler Miskey in the 28. See if Ron Miskey's loading in yet. See if he's got a paint scheme. Spadone Uno, Dudes Castroneves. Carlos just doing endless circles right here. In an exact pattern. Kind of odd. It's going to be interesting to look at that apron. We saw a lot of problems in our mini stock race last Friday, which Cole Trudeau won, but we saw a lot of problems down there. Carts coming up the racetrack. There's no banking on that apron, so it's going to be an aggressive, you know, launch right back into the field. We see, you know, Tanner Tager's pretty aggressive for making moves. Look for him to be doing stuff like that, going to the apron on the front straightaway, trying to make some passes. Good 3-wide racing right here. Cotty Nammers Uno. We got Dudas Castroneves, Ryan Gillette, Zayden Cortinas, Cameron Face, Matt Reek. Some good racing here in practice. Still 4 minutes left. And once again, I will be right back. Just kind of doing some walks around my house. Been sitting for a while. We'll see if there's more entries to the race session. But I'll once again be right back for some qualifying action. See who can win yet another pole. We are back once again, and look at this big pack of cars here in practice. 7 cars running in a pack here, plus a couple cars scattering all the way through. Let's see who else is on the racetrack here. Any new registrations potentially here, new schemes. Look at it, looks like all the same drivers running on the racetrack. See if we can check out our iRACING, see if anyone else has joined in. It looks like we have our 17 car field. Ron Miskey. Still haven't seen his scheme yet, but still 17 entries still here as we are 40 seconds away from qualifying, so we will see. We will see what happens here. This is a big pack of cars. See, able to go 3 wide in some cases here. Padone Uno in the 62. One of the newcomers to the SimStock series. Everyone trying to get a feel of what they have. With 10 seconds left here in practice. You see right there, guys, we're going to be able to pass all the way down in the grass even. Make up positions. Tower Miskey in the 28. Oh! Last seconds of practice. Zachariah Cartledge going to just destroy this whole field. Hard in the wall. Numerous cars. Jackson Cottingham, he's hoping for a win here. He's done a lot of races in SimStock. Seems to have some really bad luck, though, when it comes down to it. And now it's going to be time for 5-minute qualifications. Let it run all the way through. See if we can get maximum registrations possible. Well, who's going to be the first car on the racetrack for qualify? It's going to be George Karafides. I believe still has raced in every SimStock race. Still, unfortunately, has not been able to find victory lane yet. Who else? Got Chase Modzalewski, who's also done a lot of the races here. Who else we got? Padone Uno in the 62. Tanner Tager in the 13. Zachariah Cartledge in the 15. Ryan Gillette in the 14. Oh, he's in the wall there. Trouble for Gillette here in the number 14 car. Keith Ingram is in the session here in the 01. Jackson Cotton in the 42. Studis Castroneves in the 34 car. It's all over the place right here. It's not going to be good for his speed. Hello, Castroneves' nephew, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Here's Zayden Cortinas. Chase Willis. Here's Cole Trudeau, who won at Kansas in the mini stocks a little under a week ago. Going to try to run it back again. Matt Reek in the 82. Tanner Tager, we got Cartledge, Keith Ingram. So a couple cars on the racetrack. Wesley Napier in the 95. Cameron Face. Watch out, Ingram, Cameron Face, really good at qualifying. Zane Cortinas as well. But Padone Uno for now is going to be at the top of the board in the number 62 car. Now on his second lap, going to slip up the racetrack just a little. Tanner Tager going to end up 4th. Cartledge on the track. Gillette second, 100th off of the Padone Uno time. Here's Studis Castroneves. He ends up last place there, 1 second off the pace. And here's Corey Rayner, who's back. How about that? Corey Rayner did his first start at the mini stock. First and only start at mini stock Kansas race. He was upside down there on the second lap of that one. Great to see Corey Rayner back, making his second start here in the number 21. I believe he finished in the top 10 that race. Was up in position when it came down to it. See who else is here. Looks like the save guys for now. Modzalewski top of the boards. And here's Hunter Hucks in the 22 making his debut. Another brand new name. Couple last second registrations. Usually always get 4 to 5 guys joining during the qualifying period. Cameron Face for Golden Eye Express Racing Team. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, his other teammate, but he has not even made a start yet in the series. Corey Rayner coming to his first lap. Jackson Cottingham 13th on the boards. Wesley Napier 14th on the boards. Chase Modzalewski still at the top of the charts. But the question is, does anything have anything for him? I want to watch Cameron Face here, who's headed through turns 3 and 4. Or nope, 1 and 2, excuse me. He is up last. first lap. So looking for a big pickup here on the second lap. Keith Ingram ends up fourth, who usually qualifies really well. Wesley Napier slots up to the 5th place spot. Cameron Face, the 85. Boy, really hoping this guy can get a win at some point. Been screwed out of opportunities. And Face is going to jump too. Top of the board for Cameron Face by considerable margins. Considerable numbers right there. Corey Rayner, Hunter Hux finishing up their laps. Cameron Face looking at another pole and hope for better outcomes. Oh, what's going on, Sarah? That's our apologies. We never had the overlays up for this entire time. See who else we got here. 21 entries. David Ware. Boy, that name seems familiar. I feel like I was just racing with him somewhere. He was just here. We still haven't seen Ron Miskey on the racetrack yet. Troy Burke is back as well. Bringing back a lot of these classic names that we always see randomly making appearances at SimStock, like Corey Raider, Troy Burke, going to be making his 3rd start. Not sure where these guys are at, though. None of the Miskey duo does any laps, so potentially starting from the rear of the field. Hunter Hux going to be 17th, still there in the 22 car. Leaves us with only one guy left on the racetrack, and that's Hunter Hux. Going to let this ride all the way through so we can try to get the maximum number of registrations. Cole Trudeau, 7th place on the board. Right there. And Hunter Hux, I believe, right there was the 2nd lap. Potentially it was not able to make any improvements. But Cameron Face and Chase Monzalewski, those two are riding with each other all race long. 4 drivers not going to set a time. Tyler Miskey, Ron Miskey, Troy Burke, and David Weir. Great to see David Weir, I believe, making his debut, but once again, that name seems very familiar. We're going to hop into the call with these guys. Welcome to SimStock iRACING, presented by MC Motorsports. Guys, tonight we are live on YouTube at MC Motorsports on the MC Motorsports YouTube channel. We got one fast repair for the session tonight. Especially if you intentionally wreck someone and you cause a crash, neglecting others, that will also get banned. We do have our Discord links, so we'll let the race tomorrow. SimStock night, New Atlanta, Old Atlanta, and some mystery racetrack wrapping up tomorrow night. So go in our Discord for more information. You can find our Discord link on our YouTube live stream at MC Motorsports or iRACING description right here. Appreciate everybody tuning in and racing with us tonight. There'll be 35 laps. Cautions up. Crash way in the back. We might keep it green, but just don't give up. Good luck. You know, we really appreciate who we have here. Ron Miskey saying, thank you, Marty, to our rules. We appreciate that. Appreciate all that support. Meanwhile, let's see who we have. So here's our starting grid. We got Cameron Face, Chase Monzalewski's in Cortinas, Keith Ingram, Zechariah Cartledge, Wesley Napier, Cole Trudeau, George Karafides, Tanner Tager, Padone Uno, Ryan Gillette, Dudes Castro Neves, Matt Reed, Corey Rayner, Jackson Cottingham, Chase Willis, Tyler Miskey, Hunter Hux, and here's Troy Burke in the 24, and here's David Wire on the 6.6, and finally Ron Miskey. So it's a full, looks like 22 or so car field here tonight. A packed field for sure. Cameron Face, hoping for better opportunities. The last race heartbreaking, led a very considerable amount of laps there just to get it taken away at the last lap. Zayden Cortinas, he's trying to become the winningest driver, tied with Demos right now for that award. Both of those guys have 2 wins all time. Zayden trying to get 3. For Kana Legacy Racing, got Matt Reek also on the team. Cole Trudeau for George Karafides, Chase Modzalewski, Jackson Cottingham, all for Backmarker Motorsports. Here we come to the restart zone to get this one underway. The green flag, Cameron Face through the restart zone. Looks like a problematic start for Cameron Face. Chase Modzalewski able to early get the jump there. Guess we might have to review that restart, not really sure. But already Cameron Face, her pole setter, already going to be in a precarious place. Losing positions right away here on the first opening laps. Down the backstretch they go. A full field of SimStock racers with the street stocks. There goes Cameron Face to the outside with Zayden Cortinas going to allow Keith Ingram to make a move for 3rd. So we got going on back here. Hunter Hux in the 22, Troy Burke, a lot of our newcomers back here. Racing hard, we're gonna make it through 1 lap at Kansas. 34 laps remain. And here's Carlich to the inside of Chase Modzalewski. Oh, Cameron Face into Chase Modzalewski. Gave him a shot right there. And that's gonna put Chase Modzalewski from leading the first lap already losing tons of positions. What a race we have here, great racing action. A little bit laggy though, the frame rate is not running smooth. Just a little bit off. Chase up the racetrack nearly into Zayden Cortinas right there. Here comes Keith Ingram to the bottom. What a move. That's textbook right there for Kansas Motor Speedway. Oh, Chase Modzalewski into him. Nearly going to go 4 wide down the front straightaway. That was textbook. And Cameron Face with help from Cortinas. It is Ingram going to be left back on the racetrack. Carlich up. Cortinas going to go around. Can he save it? Can Carlich now sideways? Everyone going to save it for now. Padone Uno, Matt Reek and Cottingham trying to make their way through. Chase Willis going to pick up Zayden Cortinas on the outside. Aggressive blocking and aggressive racing, but we are able to keep it green. Padone Uno, that clear buddy there. He's top of 3 wide. Thought he was top of 2 wide. And Matt Reek gets a little bit of contact from that. Now it's a 3-car breakaway. Keith Ingram once again, a textbook move to the inside, but he's not going to be able to make the pass. And this pack is separated apart. These 3 now with the lead. Down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, trouble! Matt Reek, Padone Uno. Couple cars going around up in the outside wall. Everyone looking to make it through for the time being. Matt Reek sideways. Ron Miskey collected in this one. It's really going to separate the front pack. But for now, we're going to keep it green. Everyone able to save it. Just one of those borderline caution calls. Really going to spread out this pack. But it gives us the ability to log some laps as Cameron Face leads. That just wasn't big enough to be worthy of a caution. Here comes Chase Modzalewski to the inside. Oh! All the way down! Right into Cameron Face! Oh, some payback, I think, for earlier. And boy, Cameron Face, I think that's a little excessive right there from Chase Modzalewski. And that is going to cause some... Oh, we got beef here for sure. That's going to cause some turmoil up front. That allowed that second pack featuring George Karafides and Cole Trudeau to catch up. George Karafides opens the inside for Cameron Face. And Cameron Face with some heavy left side damage is going to get right back to 3rd. Chase Modzalewski, do you make a move? Try to make a move for the lead here. Looking for an opportunity. Keith Ingram remains up front. Chase Modzalewski. See Cartledge going to the inside. Oh, we got cars nearly getting turned. Jackson Cottingham. And there goes Tanner Tager. Sideways in the 13 car. Right in front of the field. And the caution is going to wave for the first time. Everyone scatters to avoid in the back portions of the pack. A single car wreck, yes, but right in front of the field. Going to burn a caution. Oh, Corey Rayner. Some front damage from his earlier incident. And our first caution is going to be brought out. Tanner Tager getting turned. Let's see what happened here. It's Cartledge on the apron. When you're down there on the apron, you don't want to fly back up. Oh, it's actually Cottingham who gets into the 15 just a little bit. Yeah, at that point, guys just are being let back up the racetrack, and unfortunately, we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Guys are not going to want to give up those spots, but if you don't, you're going to end up like Tanner here, unfortunately, and turned around. No damage for the 13 car, though. Luckily, you see Hunter Hux making his way through the wreck in the 22. Nearly some contact right there. Keith Ingram scored the race leader right here. And it looks like the whole pack is pretty much... I don't think we got anyone in the pits. So we might be able to go 1 to green pretty quickly. Or Corey Rayner, not sure what his strategy is going to be here in the 21. If you want to pit for a fast repair this early or try to take some repairs in that 21. Get some of that front damage fixed up. And it looks like a couple cars, a handful of cars going to be going through the pits here. A full green flag cycle of pit stops. Guys looking potentially for some tires, some repairs. Very surprising here. Yeah, you don't think of tire wear being that much of an important matter here. Ron Miskey in the 19. Well, who stayed out? 4 cars staying out. Cole Trudeau staying out. Cartilage, Dudes, Castroneves. A lot of these guys going to get some big position. Like Hunter Hucks, welcome to the top 10. I'm surprised. Look at everyone putting on their 4 fresh tires. Really surprising here. I didn't think tires would really matter that much, but a lot of people feel that is what the deal seems to be here. Everyone going through the pits. And now it looks like Cortinas took 2 tires potentially. He's out way in front of everyone. Tyler Miskey scattering to avoid David Wire. Tyler Miskey comes to a halt. Trouble for the 28 car. Now looks like waiting for Ron Miskey. I'm not sure if this is his brother, uncle, father. What's the relation? Looks like they're looking to work together. And Matt Reek, Chase Willis, and Wesley Napier all remain in pit road. Not really sure what the reason is, but we will have this be the 1 to green this time by. I'm not sure if they had damage or not, but it is now 1 to green. Guys lining up. Cole Trudeau looking to be 5th on this restart as the whole field catches up from behind. Was some really good racing so far. Some action-packed, intense racing. And now some new players up front. A lot of guys staying out here. I mean, everyone's good on fuel. So, you know, a lot of guys just staying out. But look at the damage. A lot of these cars are banged up just from drivers going below on that apron. A lot of contact being made. Kansas, always an interesting racetrack. And Matt Reed, got to thank him once again here in the number 82. He sponsored this one. He gave us the funding necessary to create this session for Kansas. So we appreciate that. And hopefully he can have a solid finish here tonight. See if anyone's saying anything in the YouTube chat. We got 16 watching right now. Tobias Matheson. There is no more racing tonight, Tobias Matheson. Unfortunately, we will be back tomorrow for a jam-packed night of racing action. As you can see, you can join our Discord if you're not in it yet, stream viewers, to get more information about all our future races. Keith Ingram going to be the leader here. He's going to head him through the restart zone. And the green flag back in the air. Everyone orderly. Cole Trudeau struggling to get going from the 5th spot. Going to lose numerous positions. Keith Ingram with the lead. Chase Maslewski, Cameron Face. We talked about the beef that they potentially had. I mean, there was some big contact from both sides all throughout the race. Zayden Cortinas being aggressive early to the inside of Dudes Castroneves. The 0-1 of Keith Ingram. 89 to the lead on the back straightaway. A whole full field of 22 cars down the backstretch. Great racing here. Very content group of guys. We're familiar with a lot of people. There's really not a lot of random names here. Keith Ingram with the lead. Chase Maslewski, do you make a move? Still going to push Ingram as Cameron Face has no help from behind. Teammates George Karafides and Cole Trudeau making their way up. Dudes Castroneves on the apron. Carlos has to let him up, and he does. Cole Trudeau getting pushed pretty aggressive by the number 34 machine. Great to see Castroneves once again. Here's Jackson Cunningham in the 42. Face still with no help. Zechariah Cartledge, who he also doesn't really have good relations with, is looking to try to help him here. Chase Maslewski, Keith Ingram, who has led the most laps in SimStock history, but still winless in the number 01 machine. Will that change after this race? Look at this whole, what a race here. This whole pack, everyone together, everyone racing very nicely and respectfully. Maybe race of all-time contender right here. I mean, look at the back. Got a lot of underdogs back there. Oh, Keith Ingram up the racetrack. Going to slip up into the 85 of Cameron Face. Zechariah Cartledge now pushing that 85 car. Oh, a little bit off center there is that 15. Can he push the 85 out to the lead? Oh, just just not able to be cleared as Cameron Face. Cameron Face has that damage on that left front. You can see it just ever so slightly. Cortina's going to block Karafides and go to that inside lane. Sees no hope, no future on that outside. Keith Ingram with the lead. Cameron Face on the outside. 23 laps to go, just like that. This race is going by quickly. Oh, Chase Mazelewski on the apron for a little too long. There's going to get a little bit loose. Keith Ingram trying to hang on. Racing all throughout the pack. Troy Burke in the 24. Tanner Tager in the 13. All these guys very capable of winning. They just need to get up front somehow. They got to try to make the moves. Padone Uno in the 66. David Weir, a little bit of contact right here. Back up front, Zayden Cortinas. Making a big potential slicing move to the inside. Cartledge still pushing the 85. For Mazelewski, when do you make a move? This is very similar to Atlanta here. You got the huge apron. Mazelewski once again on that apron for way too long. The banking's already starting. He's already down there. He's going to kind of break apart. You see the outside Troy Burke trying to get caught up there. This is the 14 of Ryan Gillette in the 14 car. One of the drivers making his debut, the highest running of the debuting drivers here at Kansas. Races in real life, as you see here on his profile picture on SDK, he's got himself under oh, Cortinas in the grass. Oh, he just turns Chase Mazelewski right around. Everyone able to save it. We stay green. Take some contact in the back up front. Keith Ingram and Cameron Face getting aggressive all of a sudden. Chase Willis looking to the outside of Troy Burke. Yeah, Cortinas way too aggressive movements right there. And those guys are going to have a caution now. And Cortinas has damage. So Cortinas' chance of winning this one are really going to be eliminated here, I think. Unless we get a caution. Keith Ingram with the lead. Ryan Gillette just in front of, barely in front of Zechariah Cartledge. Now single file for about the first, looks like 6 or so cars here. And there's Ryan Gillette to the outside. Does anyone go with him? He's going to need some help up there. Can't do it alone. The number 14 machine of Ryan Gillette. Just trying to see what he can do in his debut, his first SimStock start. See David Weir in the 66, Troy Burke, all those guys making up some solid time up there. Cole Trudeau, George Karafides, a little bit of contact. See Cole gonna get up the racetrack. Oh, they're stacking it up. Padone Uno around in the back in the 62. Back up in front of Corey Rayner, who's just barely hanging on all the way in the back. Keith Ingram with the lead. And Ryan Gillette, even with no help, coming to the start finish line, is not going to lead. That one comes close, but still with no help. That 14 car's got some real speed. Cole Trudeau on the apron back at the racetrack. Keith Ingram trying to hit on. You see Chase Mazelewski and Hunter Hucks back there working together. George Karafides and Carlos last night with some beef. They're now side by side down the back straightaway. Ryan Gillette with no pushing is able to just keep composed on the outside. Less than 20 laps to go, and Troy Burke started dead last, is up to 6th place. Biggest mover of the race. Oh, contact! Cameron Face and Ryan Gillette, some heavy contact right there. And Cameron Face potentially not happy at the 14 for that contact. Oh, and Cartledge to the inside of George Karafides. They're 3 wide. Troy Burke gonna get put in the outside wall. Back down in front of David Weir, not gonna be able to make that block. And Troy Burke, we just talked about the track position he gained, all gonna be eradicated in seconds. This pack still has 15 cars in it. It's a very large pack. Double file, here comes Chase Willis in the 44. Chase Willis, father, head of the Willis family, owner of a business. Oh, great man. Asphalt Media's most start driver. Whoa, Chase Willis looking to make it 3 wide for the lead. That might hurt Ryan Gillette's momentum. Chase Willis ripping the weight top. I don't know if this is going to be able to work. I don't think there's enough. Hey, David Weir now our biggest mover. David Weir started 20th in this race. Now he's up. Yeah, Chase Willis wasn't able to. Oh, Cameron Face. Sideways. Cartledge back up the racetrack. Cole Trudeau scatters behind, and his teammates going to let him back up the racetrack. Doing his cast service, going to be 4 wide back here. George Karafides, unfortunately, is a victim of circumstance, and is now taking a deep pike to the back of the field. How about Tanner Tager making his way up there? They're 3 wide crossing the start-finish line. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Keith Ingram with the lead. Some incredible racing here in Kansas. Such an underrated kart track combo here at Kansas. Always fun. Really one of the few street side tracks that you can really run 3 wide with help for a long period of time. Cameron Face, not sure who got into him last time on the backstretch, but he had quite the save. And that car is beat up more than it ever has. Oh, and there he goes. Cameron Face around in front of the field. It's going to bring out our first caution flag of the day. Around that 85 goes, potentially off the front of Zechariah Cartledge. Talked about how these two have history. It's going to allow a couple other guys involved in numerous incidents around the field. Really just a caution for all the single car spins we've had throughout the race. Luckily, no other cars involved. Let's see how this one developed. Looks like Cameron Face blinked out right there. Oh, it was oh! Yep. Cameron Face blinked out. Wow. He blinked out. And it literally phased his car right through car. Look at this. Right here, they are inside of each other right here. Let's go to our free cam view. Yep. As you can see on our ultra zoom, those cars are literally phasing through each other right there. And that is ultimately what caused this one. Carlos just couldn't see him. He was blinking out. And Cameron Face, I know he's got the internet capabilities, so he's going to have to look into his problems because all night, all yesterday too, in Asphalt Media was blinking out. So hopefully Cameron Face can look and diagnose these problems. But really, it wasn't even Carlos' fault. Unfortunately, he might think it was, but it really wasn't. And we're going to make it 1 to green here right off the bat. Potentially here. We got a lot of cars in the pit, so we'll see if everyone's able to catch up in time.
Hang on, we're not going.
Gonna make it 2 to green, a lot of cars in the pits. So that will make this a 12-lap shootout. And it's Keith Ingram, Ryan Gillette. I don't know if it's Gillette. Challenging last name. David Weir, man. Started 20th, and you're up to 4th. That is some big positions gained. All sorts of new players up front. Really, our whole top starting grid is pretty much no more up here. But really going to have 12 laps to catch up here. That's pretty much what it's going to be. Still 2 to green, despite it being doubled up. Had a lot of cars pit there. We simply had to bring out the caution flag. Let's see if we can talk to anyone. Let's see if we can bring someone in for an interview. Cole Trudeau, it's Marty Cmejla in the MC Motorsports Sports booth. You got a copy, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, Cole Trudeau, it looks like you're sitting back here kind of on the outside. Just got our first caution of the race. What can you do here to try to go back-to-back at Kansas?
You know, I'm going to really try to use whatever line's got the speed, try to work my way up, and then hopefully I get with some teammates up here to help get me up to the front, and just kind of hope for the best.
All right, Cole Trudeau, we'll move you back to the team booth, or the Aries channel. All right, that was Cole Trudeau. Nice to talk to some of our drivers quick here. SC Cole Trudeau, 47 car. Restarting, looks like potentially 8th place on this race. See if we go back to back. Fun to hear from drivers. And it will be a 12-lap shootout. Look at Chase Willis, some damage on the front end. A lot of these cars are beaten up. A lot of damage on a lot of these cars that are winning the field. Back up front, Keith Ingram. Another dominating car. Is this going to be his lucky race? Through the restart zone they go. Keith Ingram with a good launch. Going to get a considerable distance behind the leg. Tyler Miskey getting put 3 wide. Right there on Chase Willis. Are able to pass. Some guys don't get going in front of you. And already fanning out, you got George Carafini's on the outside, right in the middle, top of your screen. Here comes Tanner Tager, who's making his 3rd start here, number 13, looking to get his first career win. One of the new regulars in SimStock. 11 laps to go this time. And what has been a spectacular race. But only in the middle of 3 outside back here. Usually Peter. Oh, Ingram with the lead. Everyone very tightly packed together. Kind of got the outside top three. A lot of new. Oh, David Weir shuffled on the line from Matt Reek, and he's barely going to be able to clear up. That was a good by David Weir. Matt Reek. Oh, back to the outside goes the 66 car. 66 running in those conditions. Matt Reek's going to have to get by him here. 66 pretty slow in the wave, and the 68 get up for dudes. Kessler Neves up the racetrack. 10 laps to go in Kansas. For our last race of the night, Keith Jacob with the lead. Oh, trouble! Matt Reek, dudes Kessler Neves around. But Uno collected. Corey Rayner involved, and the caution is going to wave. Corey Rayner just came in for a fast repair potentially due to his Castro Neves, but Uno collected in this one. Cameron Face, not sure if he took a fast repair yet, but still some damage on his car, and you hate to see it for Corey Rayner. Hunter Hux potentially. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened here. See what took place right here. Cole Trudeau gets into Chase Modzalewski and then into the 34 car. Around they all go. Space. We also had Modzalewski coming back up. Looks like another deal. One of those kind of caused by racing. It's probably more on Cole, but personally don't think it's enough to really be handing out penalties like that. Dude's catching up. Let's see actually what happened in the wreck. Apologies. Right into the more hard in the wall. Corey Rayner. Hunter Hux does get collected just a little bit. With some heavy contact for a lot of these guys. And that will bring us back to the lead here. Let's see if we can maybe get this one ready to go on right away here. Still seems like a lot of cars in the pits. Tyler Biskey in the pits. Along with Cameron Face. Padone Uno's got heavy damage. Ron Miskey's also got some pretty big front damage. Not sure from what. I don't think he was involved. Dudes Castro Neves comes in for his fast repair. So it looks like it'll be a restart with 6 laps to go as we got a lot of cars in the pits. A lot of cars in the pits, but let's see what we got up front. Ryan Gillette here in the 14. I mean, it was pretty intense, but Keith Ingram seemed to have the advantage with his help from Chase Willis. Got Tanner Tager getting into the cone there on the inside. So Keith Ingram in the 01 looking for his first SimStock win. Could tonight be the night? And as wins slip away, like each race pretty much for Ingram. But he's been in position pretty much each race, and they all slip away. We're going to do some really aggressive things to make sure it doesn't happen again. And when you do that, it might cause more problems. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this 6-lap shootout is going to play out here. Got Jackson Cottingham in the 8. He's a lap down. Should have time to get some laps back. We got nearly 20 people watching here on the stream. We appreciate everyone is tuning in to watch this last 6-lap finish. Cottingham going to get back to the lap. Yeah, Corey Rayner looks like he is potentially out of the race in the 21 car. That's 1 degree. Keith Ingram. Ryan Letton. They're in the 14 car. Tanner Tager, Chase Willis. Keith Ingram, arguably one of the best SimStock racers. He has no wins, but he has led. Maybe he's hit 100 laps led, which is more than anyone. So just that alone, you know he's running up front a lot of the time. And then back here, you got David Weir, you got Zechariah Cartledge, you got Cole Trudeau, Chase Modzalewski, George Karafides, Hunter Hux running in the top 10 still. Cameron Face, I believe, has put on that fast repair, so we'll see if that 85 can make a run for the field. The only way you can make the track position easily is cutting on that apron on the front stretch. When you do that, though, that can cause some problems. Unfortunately, Matt Reek is 2 laps down, so he's going to have another caution to get back on the lead lap. So just a tough deal for our race sponsor, Matt Reek. Coming to the restart zone this time. Here we go. Gonna be a 6-lap shootout when we get the green flag. Keith Ingram.
Green flag, green flag.
Through the zone underway. They're stacking it up on the outside. Big check up there. Ryan Gillette. They're able to hold on to the outside. Oh, trouble. David Weir in the back. Must have missed a shift or something. He started 6. Oh, there goes Cameron Face and Cortinas. They're piling it up off the restart. Another 4-car crash. And Cameron Face, his race will end. Just took a fast repair. Brutal situation for him. He just took a fast repair. And he's going to tow that car, it looks like. Hunter Hucks also collecting some heavy damage. We'll see if Hunter Hucks is able to, I'm not sure if he has a fast repair. I think Cortinas also pit for a fast repair. And it's another caution flag that will really eliminate the opportunities these guys have. And there was just chaos everywhere on that restart. So right here, it's all going to start with David Weir in the 66. And I think that is what happens. Cortinas goes through the grass, comes back up, and Hunter Hucks has no clue he was there. Yep. And Cameron Face, just a victim of circumstances once again. He just gets hit on. Tyler Miskey, Boyd Burke piling into the wreck. Hate to see it for all these guys. It's a 5-car wreck. Tyler Miskey, I'm not sure if he's got a fast repair yet, but he's definitely going to have to use one here. Catch back up the line. Let's watch this number 28 car. I think Ryan Gillette took the lead. I think Ryan Gillette took the lead there on that number 41, but either way, we're going to make this one 1 to green. And I do not care about the cars pitting because we want to get some laps in here for what would be a 3-lap shootout. Here's Cortinas. And Tyler Miskey comes through the pits, but I don't think he took fast repair. Yeah, that car is still beaten up and destroyed. I think he wanted to get some repairs, but due to us making it 1 to green here, he's not going to be able to get any repairs, so he must have already used his fast repair. Now let's see, let's look at the front of some of these cars. We got Ryan Gillette, Keith Ingram, no damage. Back here, Tanner Tager with some damage. Chase Willis, some damage. Ozlowski damage, cartilage damage. Otherwise, pretty clean cars for the majority of the rest of the field. Tyler Miskey, Zadie Cortinas, and it looks like Matt Reed won't be able to get back on the lead lap in time. But we want this a 3-lap shootout rather than a 2-lap shootout. So just a tough deal for all those guys. Cameron Face, it's a tough deal for all these guys. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout. What do you got? Here we go. Off the restart. So that's going to create a whole spiel of problems. The pace car all the way here. And just like that, it'll be a 2-lap shootout. And I guess I must have hit the wrong button. Or something. I must have hit the 4 key instead. And the pace car, of course, going extremely slow right here is going to cause some pretty big problems. Matt Reek, his lucky day, he's able to get back on the lead lap due to this. Now I might have to wave this off even more. The pace car being really slow, catching up to the field here. Well, it looks like it'll be back in time to go racing here. The outside the pace car goes, and with that, we might be able to go green this time.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
And I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, the field is all separated and messed up here. Gonna be another opportunity. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the crew. I'm gonna talk to the drivers here and tell them.
Is it gonna be 1 lap or is it still gonna be a 2 lap?
Yeah, my bad, fellas. I accidentally hit the button that first time to go 2 to green. It was meant to be 1 to green all from the start, and then right now everyone's all kind of separated out still due to the pace car being so slow. Tanner, to answer your question, should be a 2-lap shootout still here. But just apologies on my end there for making this a little more longer than we needed.
Hey man, I'm just enjoying the show up here. I've had a great battle with Keith so far.
Wesley, I think I have a black and clear.
Zachariah, how many Tylenol?
Appreciate it, Ryan. Once again, our Discord server is on our YouTube broadcast description as well as the iRacing session description if you want to be a part of the nightly fun. Alright, had to get that plug out there. Speaking of our Discord, you can join it right here. And we're headed into turn 3 right now. It's Ryan Gillette. We just heard from him on the radio there. Having fun with Keith Ingram battling up here. We'll see if Ryan can hang on and win this race in his debut. Excuse me, having a lot of fun. And this time, we are going to have a full pack. All 17 cars are going to be in the main pack here. Coming into the restart zone, Ryan Gillette.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air, a pretty even restart. Chase Willis. We're at 2 lap pseudo here. Ultra slots into the inside. Ron Miskey making a move to the inside. Ryan Gillette. Can he hang on? Keith Ingram on the outside. Not getting the shove from Tanner Tager that he needs. Ryan Gillette got to make it back to the white flag to make this race official. We will throw no more cautions if we see that white flag. Down the backstretch with 2 laps to go. Chase Willis, what moves do you make? Ryan Gillette coming to the white flag. He turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Here we go to the front straightaway. We're going to make it. White flag in the air. Zachariah Carlos to the inside of Chase Willis. Keith Ingram with the push on the outside. They're not sorted up here on the bottom. Willis let Carlos back up. They're wrecking in the back. Cortinas, Uno, they stay green. They're 3 wide and Ryan Gillette has no help coming from behind him. He's got no help. Keith Ingram's got all the help on the outside. And he clear the 14 car into the final quarters. It's not going to be enough to clear. Here comes Chase Willis. He gets hit by the number 14. Keith Ingram out of the corners, getting a shove from Zachariah Cartledge to the inside and coming to the checkered flag. They're door-mated at the line. It's going to be Keith Ingram victorious for the first time in SimStock. Door-mated to the start-finish line, and Keith Ingram finally is going to go to victory lane in the MC Motorsports SimStock Series. Door-mated to the start-finish line, both rows. It was looking like who knows who was going to win that one. But it's going to be Keith Ingram who ends up victorious in the SimStock iRacing Series for the first time. Led the most laps pretty much. And Ryan Gillette, you got to be heartbroken for him. Making his debut and a strong run. It was a great finish. Keith Ingram victorious. Tanner Tager with the top 5. Keith Ingram gonna burn it down for the first time in his SimStock career. Finally a win for Keith Ingram. So Ryan Gillette there. Not sure if there's beef here or maybe this is celebratory. Yeah, it looks like Keith Ingram might have been the end this year. I'm not sure if Gillette's mad at him or if he's just celebrating with him because he said he was having a lot of fun in the call. But either way, that will succeed this night of racing. Let's see what happened on the last lap. It got real chaotic right here. Chase Willis was able to get some pretty good time. Carlos had some front damage. And the 14 Ryan Gillette was able to hang on. Well, he's lucky that Keith Ingram wasn't able to clear his camera fighting chance. He gets into Chase Willis right there. That gets Tanner Tager on the side. Carlos tried to make a cut to the inside. Was able to work. Push him here. Oh, it was Ryan who did kind of door Keith Ingram right there. Wow, what a save. Man, that door beam was so hard by the 14 right here that it just sent him sideways. Meanwhile, Keith Ingram was able to hang on. And at the start-finish line, Keith Ingram wins in wild fashion. Everyone's spinning across the line. Some good finishing results by a lot of drivers. David Weir, Ron Miskey with a top 10. Also, hang on here. Just an overall really fun race, fun finish. Back tomorrow night. Atlanta, nice fun. See what happened here to Dukes County. was collected in his truck, and it looks like it was. Tyler Miskey making his way. Not sure where Miskey ended up finishing. 14th for Tyler Miskey. Solid despite his damage. But either way, fellas, that will do it for tonight. Well, no, it won't. Let's interview Keith Ingram. Let's talk to our race winner. And yep, I accidentally had the stream volume incredibly loud. The cars were pretty loud over my commentary, which was my bad. When I was interviewing Culture, I turned the volume up, never turned it down, so that's unfortunate. But you could still hear me just barely, which is good enough right there. All right, Keith Ingram, you got a copy.
Yeah, I do.
All right, Keith Ingram, finally you are able to hang on and get your first SimStock win. Explain your thought process through those last laps and how you got it done.
I don't know, man. I was side by side with him off of 4, so I just tried pulling what Larson did at Kansas last year to win. And somehow, in some way, I got to the line.
Well, Keith Ingram, you've been screwed out of a lot of finishes, you know, here, and finally able to get the job done here at Kansas Speedway. So it's great to have you racing here. Most laps led, now finally a win to add to that legendary career resume so far. Well, we appreciate it. Will you be back for tomorrow night's racing action?
I expect to. And also, I led 25 laps this race, so that means I've led 100 laps.
Well, there you go, Keith Ingram, first to lead 100 laps in the SimStock series. How about that? Keith Ingram finally able to get that win to really show those capabilities, talents, and much more. We'll be back tomorrow night for a triple race night. Look, here's the deal, all right? We're going to either go to, it's probably going to be New Atlanta, Old Atlanta, and Concord Speedway with the mini stocks. That will be our race schedule tomorrow night. Mini stock night in America tomorrow night, Friday night. Well, it will conflict with the Truck Series race at Homestead, though. It's kind of unfortunate, but Homestead is boring, right? So they don't care. Well, it's a good racetrack. We don't want to diss Homestead like that, right? But you know, we might go to Homestead one of these days here at the Street Stocks. Why not? You know, it's another intermediate that's right there. But here's slow motion at the line before we send this stream off. Everyone's spinning around. Keith Ingram. Oh, Ryan Gillette, that was a hard door van to spin that car all the way around. Man, if he just was able to hang on. Look at how high Keith Ingram got up the racetrack right there. Ryan was still able to get third. Still able to get a podium on the stats. See cartilage hard into the outside wall right there. But it's Keith Ingram who crosses the line first. Congrats to Clinton Woodby and Keith Ingram, your two feature winners tonight. We will see you tomorrow night at 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central for racing action. Goodbye.
Oh.